Good Thursday morning. I am headed out to do some morning chores, and it's cold and it's been raining. So, gotta get it done this morning. I want to go to town with Mom in a minute. She's called me yesterday, wanted to know would I go with her. So, I told her not before 9. Couldn't leave at night before 9 because that's when I feed Molly. That's when she'll be expecting a bottle. So I'm gonna run out and get the other morning stuff done. I'm gonna feed the goats, feed the baby chicks. I don't know if y'all have seen the baby chicks yet. Feed the chickens and come back in, get dressed, and then I'll feed Molly. So let's go. Call these guys in first. Let's go. Hi, Chia, come on. All right, now we'll get out there and get them. Now, if I be quiet, I can get out and get started on feeding the goats before they ransack me at the feed room. So I'm going to try to do this quietly. Very quiet. So I don't make too much racket. Nobody's looked up at me yet. That's good. Just keep their little heads down, little white spots out there. Y'all see them over there? They hadn't seen me yet. I'll keep walking this direction. Crap. Oh. Pippin see me. Look at him. Leave her alone. Oh, Bilbo wasn't even out there. Bilbo's in the goat house. Guess he didn't want to get out in the wet. Bilbo, you didn't go out with everybody today, babe? It's like, no, I'm old. Get my bucket down. Gimli, over here. Hi, baby girl. Hi, babies. Hi, love. Oh, my loves. Mwah. Mwah. That Pip. I've been doing something with their bowls that lay. I've been turning them upside. I didn't do it. Stop it, Gimli. I have been turning them upside down when they're through eating on these days that it's been rainy, because they fill it with water. And then I have to try to turn them upside down when I'm fighting with them, trying to put food. So I'm gonna run out there and turn them upside down real quick and come back in here. Give me 1 second. All right, I got them all fed. Them two right there. Ugh. Big Red and one of his ladies. Baby girl is in here eating. I can't see her through the fence. Yeah, she's eating right here by herself, so they'll leave her alone, let her eat. You know how they are. They move and they move and they move. So I thought, you know what, to make sure I tried to tell Daddy last night when he came down, I told him that, he said, how is she getting along? I said, she's holding her own with them. And I told him I'd started putting her some food in here in the goat house. I said, because she'll fight to a degree, and then basically when you look out there, she's just the one running around from bowl to bowl. And the minute she puts her head down, starts eating, one of them runs over, because goats, you must have something better. That's how they act. You've got something better than me. So this way, when I go into the goat house, they think I'm leaving. I pour a little bit, it's about 2 cups actually, it's actually more than's required for goats. You know, goats are not supposed to have a lot of grain and feed. It can make them sick. Praise God, I think mine are pretty much used to getting as much as I get because they eat everywhere and their bodies have become because they shouldn't look like meat goats that are like going to slaughter, and that's how they look, like we fattened them up for the kill. Anyway, here's their baby chicks. They're doing good. I'm gonna throw some feed in for them. Their water lifted up. Oh no, they still got good water. Throw some feed in. They actually still got some food. Try to throw some Royfor back there too. They've got 2 lights there. So they've got this, which is an actual heat light, but then that one back there, the 75 watt, it's the old-fashioned bulbs that get hot, so they can spread out and stay warm no matter where they're at in there. Oh. Yeah, so that's good. As they get older, I'll have to separate a few of them somehow, because that's a lot of chicks for that area. It's about 35 chicks. I was telling Bree that, well, I was telling her all kinds of information about chickens, but if they're too crowded, they start, you know, it's the natural thing for a chicken to scratch for their food. At the same time, they don't have a mama showing them to scratch. And in my opinion, and this is my opinion, when you put chickens in there and you give them an actual feeder, they're not learning immediately to scratch. It's cute to stand and watch them after they settle down after I've fed them. Any chickens, I've done it with all my chicks, to watch after I throw the food in, that they finally sort of ease out from the corner because I just was there busy and they, you know, hunkered in the corner. When they start coming out and start eating, they do their own little baby foot scratches to get the feed. And so I was telling Bree, you know, that she didn't necessarily have to have a feeder because they don't have a mama to walk along and scratch and cluck, 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 come look what I've got. Big Red does it all the time. He does it more than the chickens do. If I throw something out and they don't know what it is or they don't notice it, when he starts eating, he starts letting them know, come eat, and then they all come. So they don't have a mama to show them that. So I told her, I said, you don't have to use a feeder. Let them scratch for it. So, but when you've got a lot like that, when there's so many, right now they're fine in there. But as they start feathering out, getting their feathers and losing their fluff, and they're getting a little bit bigger, you can't have 35 chickens in one cage that size. I'm gonna have to separate some and put them somewhere else. So I don't know really yet what I'm gonna do. Probably get a big kennel. I'm not gonna go buy one of those food troughs. I still would have to put it somewhere. I'm gonna have to put a kennel somewhere, but those big metal troughs that you get at Tractor Supply, or I guess even Home Depot and stuff, and McCoy's, they're so big and they're heavy and you have to bend over way down in there. But I can get my biggest dog crate and put a small water in it and paper. A lot of people say don't use paper. I use paper. I also use shingles, like roof shingles, because they've got that grit. And sometimes I'll put shingles down, and then I'll put some paper. And then if it gets wet, they scratch through it, they're seeing the shingle on the bottom. Their feet are catching on the shingles on the bottom. But people say, oh, they can't get a good grip on paper. Well, I've raised chickens for almost all my life, and I've always put paper in the bottoms of their small coops or in their little boxes when like when I have smaller, when I've only ordered like 6 or 8 chickens, and I keep them in. Before I had the chicken coop in the house, and I kept them in a dog kennel, and I would line it with paper, and it absorbs the wet, and you can, take it out. You can pull the water out and scoop up all that paper, then put new paper, then sit the water back down, and then go down to the other end, and they're all going to run to the other end because they don't want to be where you're messing around. And you pull that paper out, put out new paper, then you sprinkle out more food. That's the way I do it. It's always worked good. They've always thrived and lived. I've never had any chicks die on my watch. Like, I'm keeping them and they die. Unless there was one that came sort of already sickly, or the smallest of the bunch, and he gets trampled. But that's how I do it, and it's always worked out good. Everybody will have an opinion, and everybody will want, but this is the way I do it, and I'm not going to change the way I do it because it's what I do, and it's always worked for me. But yeah, I was telling her different things. But when you get too many and they get crowded, then you have to worry about like little tummy problems. And so I keep on hand a bottle of Corid, C-O-R-I-D. You get it at the feed store. You can get it at Tractor Supply. You don't have to go to the vet for it. And you put it in their water. Standing here right now, I don't remember exactly how much I put in their water because I always read the thing. But you put it, I always have a gallon waterer. So it's per gallon, and that's how I do it. And but you throw the water out the next day. So 24 hours later, they haven't drank any, then you throw it away, dump it, and then make fresh. And it keeps them from having tummy issues, from being overcrowded, and possibly eating little pieces of poop and stuff. But if you see a chick with diarrhea, you need to pull him out, isolate him, start your whole flock on Corid, not your big ones outside, but I'm talking about your little flock inside the brooder. Start them on Corid, and then hopefully if you get to the one chick you found, or even if you found 2 or 3 and you isolate them, then you start giving them the Corid. Usually you can knock it out if you get to it quick enough, but sometimes you can't. I've got to get that drug out to the dumpster, that old lawnmower. There's still so much to do. I guess we're waiting for winter to finally do its thing. Probably in the next few days. It's cold today. See, if I'd taken down all my winter decorations, it'd be cold. And I would think, oh, I miss the red and the snowmen. But sometime in the next week or so, I'll be taking down all my winter stuff. Anyway, I'm fixing to go make a bottle and get her fed. She's in the shop where it's warm. Psst. All right, see y'all in a little bit. Say good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I just got through feeding. I forgot to take my phone out, and I just got through feeding Molly. Mom's gonna be here in a little bit. We're gonna head to town. Just me and Mom. Watching Men in Black. He's so rude. So rude. I heard him say it. Honey, Jensen, come on. Come on, get in bed. Honey, come on, get in bed. Get in bed. Good babies. They don't get to run free while I'm going to town. They do things. They need more. These little, they get their treat when they go in there. Uh-oh, Jensen, here. Okay. Chia, you want a treat?
Maybe you get a fish. You know what?
You want a treat, little lady?
Kick him out. And now that he's gone, you gonna go in town.
You want it?
You go to Bloomingdale's and find yourself some nice dresses, get yourself some shoes, you know, find
No,
somewhere.
that's not something you want. Chia. You want this?
Maybe you get
No?
the facial.
All right, we're going to go. We'll see you guys later. So tell them bye. Levi, want to tell everybody bye?
Bye.
Guess that's it. That's what y'all got.
Cause